an actor, and she tries to imitate you. I don't know if that's Cockney or not, and I don't know if that's an
No,
insult. I hope it
I,
isn't.
I definitely haven't got a Cockney accent.
Yeah, well, we don't know one from the next.
If you heard a
Oh.
Cockney accent, you would know the difference. I've got an Essex accent, apparently.
Essex.
Paul will know what that is.
Yeah, it's an Essex gal, ain't you?
What's Paul got?
I don't have an accent. It's you guys. I'm lucky. You all have one, not me.
I got a Dorset accent.
Yeah, Helen could be on. We have a TV show. What's it called? The Only Way is Essex. Helen could be on that. The real reality show.
Yeah,
Terrible.
for the accent, maybe not for the acting.
Yeah.
Thought it was meant to be reality. Right. So, what is Joy's here? Hi, Joy. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm
sent-
good, thanks. Might have to disappear, but I'll be here until as long as I can.
Yeah, no worries. I sent the link to David as requested, but
Oh, thanks very much.
yeah, no worries.
I did tell him to look for it, but
Right. Okay. So, hi Charles, hi Joy, Darren, Deborah, Eric, Helen, and Tommy. So, I'm changing the tone of these a little bit to make it more relevant to where we are today, 2026. So, I'm going to start calling it above average marketer call because the average marketer makes nothing. Me and Eric have both made decent money online, so I guess we're above average, Eric. Who'd have thought today? So, the thing that takes you from kind of like average not making any money to above average making some money is actually very small, so that's what I want to focus on. So be some mindset still and some marketing. So I've been doing these one-on-one calls lately, right, and they've been really useful for me because what I've come to realize is people in general, I won't say you guys, but people in general, you really need it kind of broken right back down to basics. What is marketing? How do we attract people? What do we actually do, right? How do we actually make a video? And then the mindset stuff is the other part of it that takes you above and beyond. So I'm reading the room, right? Am I right? Would you like me to go, me and Eric probably, would you like us to go right back to the real simple, like, it's all very well making videos, but unless they're fulfilling the marketing, they're useless. So do you know what I mean? You're a busy fool. So is the phrase. I'm not saying you're fools, but that's that phrase, isn't it? You're a busy fool if you're just doing stuff. So would you like, me and Eric were talking earlier, and we're thinking about maybe doing like a course or something, like little 10-minute little trainings that are like, all you're trying to do in marketing basically is solve a problem, a frustration, a pain point, or offer something that feeds to people's like wants, desires, kind of needs, yeah, dreams and aspirations, shall we say. And then it's like, okay, so why did we make this page in this way? Why have we done that? Would you like us to do something like that?
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
Yes.
yeah.
Because it's like as well, we're like showing like how to make videos, and some people can't even log into sites, which isn't really our problem, is it? But it becomes our problem if we want to help people like make money online to keep everybody's income stable. So if anybody thinks no, say no, but I'll assume everybody says yes then. Or put it in chat if you don't want to say it publicly. But we want to kind of take it from A to Z, literally step by step. This is what you do.
Yeah.
Right, that's what we'll do then. So because we're going to change direction a little bit like that, we did say we taught like new behavior generator today, which is a way of like making a habit come a lot faster. But if you don't know how to make videos with Grok or Sora or Gemini to get that done, that's not going to be that useful. So I might change depending on the mood in the room.
Yeah, is Flicky okay to use as well?
Is what, sorry? Flicky? Flicky, I don't think Flicky does AI digital twins though. Does it? Or does it? I don't know.
No, I don't know that it does, but it's what I've been using to make my videos.
Well, put it this way: anything's okay to use if it's fulfilling the purpose you want it to do. And
Yeah.
last
okay.
year, you know, we've said it a few times. Last year, people got, me and Eric included, we were like bombarded with tool after tool after tool, and
Yeah.
most people don't follow up. So PLS bring out their AI follow up, and it's like, oh my god, we need this, because even if it's not as good as I would follow up, at least it does it, and I don't follow up consistently, so it's brilliant. But it didn't work. Didn't make anybody much money that I saw, if any.
Yeah.
You know, to be honest. So, and so the what me and Eric did to make money in that was doing what we always do, good old standard marketing. So it's like, okay, well, let's just stick with that then. So we can have a vote on it. Do you want me to just, because we're changing that slightly, and I'll still do the new behavior generator at some point, or if someone's desperate, I know Helen was looking at it, I'll do a one-on-one. But would you rather us just answer questions for this hour with what you're stuck on? Would you rather me teach something that can maybe help you hit your goals 4 times faster? Would you rather me teach you how to make a habit become a habit quicker? Or would you rather me talk marketing? What would you like? I'll take votes. Helen, what would you like?
Okay, so what I was going to say was, yes, the habits and the new behavior generator, absolutely, yes, great. I think, you know, the more of that, the better. But also, I personally, I think if we're going to do marketing stuff, it would be really useful to focus on one thing,
Yeah.
and we can all kind of make sure we've got it. But also, the recording gets labeled as this is X. Because sometimes I think, do you know what? I know Paul did a really useful session on that, and do you think I can find it? And I do go back and look for some things,
Yeah.
and I can't find them. And sometimes you've got to dip in through a whole hour to find the bit that you want anyway. So
Yeah.
if whatever we do could be clearly labelled in the recording or wherever we put that, it would be fabulous.
So what I intend to do is make them, like I said earlier, like little 10, maybe 15 minutes. 10's a bit short for some things, but 10, 15-minute little bits. So you won't have to search through. It'll just be a thing. And then these calls maybe
Paul,
can be a bit more sort
if
of.
you can load those, Paul, on just even at on YouTube, even at private, but I think you need to go public for me to pull it. I can create those through Notebook. I can create those breakdown PDFs to go along
Yeah.
with it. That's what I'm doing now. Is I use Notebook, a tool called Notebook LM. So if I find, because there may be an hour video on YouTube and it has a couple of strategies I'm interested in, I don't want to sit and watch it. I'm just not, that's not me, right? I'm ADD.
Yeah.
So I take that video, I condense it down into a PDF format where now I can look through and I go, oh, okay, here are the couple of strategies that I want to focus in on. And I have that there that as something I can go back to, because, you know, I have the memory of a horrible memory. So I'm always going back,
Yes,
you know,
please.
trying to go, I forgot what that was 2 seconds ago. Let me go back and look again. So I try to, that's what I try to do. So we'll try to maybe condense the videos down to those sections with something
So we'll
like
do
that.
that for sure then. So I'll make it public, send you the link, and you can create that, and then we can put that
Yeah.
with it. So it's like people can just don't have to watch the video. You can just see what it was about. Then if you want more meat on the bone, you can do that.
Yeah.
So what about if we got back
Thank
to
you.
That's awesome.
Brilliant.
Anybody else got anything they'd like? Any input? And I'll come up with more of a structure for next time then, so we're not, you know. Right, well, in that front then, let's do this. We'll probably do the new behavior generator towards the end, right? Which is an NLP thing. But why would you like us to have a talk about marketing, what it actually is, and how to attract people in a way that makes them come to you and want it, rather than you feel like you're having to pitch?
Yeah.
Is that going to be useful?
Yes,
Yes, please.
to me.
Right.
Definitely.
So, and Eric, just chip in when you like, right? But okay, so there's an NLP. So I'll still work my NLP in an NLP area, and it's called perceptual positions, right? And what it basically means is looking at things from somebody else's point of view, right? And you'll say try and see it from their point of view, you know, or Keir Starmer does something and people will say, yeah, but if you look at it from his point of view, he's trying, right? So it's kind of that, but we try and go a bit further with NLP, and we try and really understand, like, as if we're living in that person's shoes rather than just trying to see it from their point of view. We actually go further. So let me tell you where this is useful. So I did some training up at my.com a few years ago, and you know, people, I said to people, you tell me what you need to be covered, and I'll make sure I cover it by the end of my session, the training. So I had a whiteboard up, a flip chart, and we wrote down everything. Helen was at one of them. Okay, so we wrote it all down, and one of the things that came up was not knowing what to say. So when we got to that bit in the training, I said, so when somebody comes to you for information from your marketing, what do you say? Silence. Probably 20 people in the room that I was teaching, maybe more, but silence. Nobody knew what they say, what to say. To be in the room, everybody had paid, I think it was like $3,000, was it, or something, Helen? I can't remember, but maybe.
No, it was nothing. Well, it was nothing like that for me, Paul. I don't know how I got there, but
Maybe it was the 1,500 thing or something, but
I
I
can't
remember
remember
getting
now.
$1,500 from commissions from them, so it might have been, yeah. Knowing Paul Lynch, it would probably like 10 grand. But so anyway, so people had paid, let's say, a significant amount to be in the room, and not one of them, not one out of 20 people could answer me when somebody said, "Give me some information." None of them knew what to say. Don't you find that a bit odd?
Yeah, but it's my problem.
There you go. Right. So it's common, right? So it's not like beat yourself up or anything. You're not stupid. It's just you haven't made the link, right? So what I did is I said to them, well, why did you join? And then I couldn't shut them up. Well, I like it because it's a UK company. I like it because I can come to this training. I like it because you can earn big commissions. I like it because, right? So they knew. They just hadn't made the bridge between, if somebody asked me, what do I tell them, right? So if they'd looked at it from their own point of view, right, let alone anybody else's, right, they would know how to answer it. So whatever opportunity you're promoting, and you know, we're going to include this in the HBA stuff, because that's mine and Eric's focus is now HBA, right, for the various reasons that you know we talked about with simplicity, 80%, right? So whatever opportunity though, why did you join the opportunity you're in? Go on, tell me. Give me something. Let's have something.
For me to retire from work.
So, can HBA help you retire from work?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think so? Think.
I know, Shay.
Right. Eventually, he's back paddling now.
Yeah.
Right. So, Darren, if I said to you then, give me more information about this HBA, what would you say?
I'd say it's a system where you can work online and eventually replace your current income.
What about if you said, well, I'm doing it because I want to retire from work early?
Yeah.
What is it? Can you give me more info? Well, I'm doing it because I want to retire from work, right? Well,
Yeah.
how does that work then? But you see what I mean? You're linking it to what you're doing. Why is that important? Because what I might say is different to what you might say.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But because it's your point of view, you know it.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else would say what they like about HBA or whatever opportunity they're in? Like Tommy's into trading big time. What do you like about trading, Tommy?
The very same thing. I'm too old to work, but I'd like to be able to supplement my retirement, especially in light of what has happened to me. But that's my primary basis. I just want to make a little money every day, and I felt like it was the best way to do it without staring at the charts all the time.
Cool. So
Which is kind of the synopsis of what I say, you know, most of the time.
Darren wants to retire. Tommy wants additional income. Right. Who else has got something? Anything?
Well, I
I can hear you.
I want to not have to worry about if I need care home fees, and that sounds awfully morbid, but
No, they're very expensive. I know my mother-in-law.
yeah.
We had to sell one of her kidneys just to keep her in there.
But is
Well-
is that going to put people off if I say that?
No, because it's your truth, right? For me, I'm doing it because I'm worried about care home fees as I get older. If I end up in a care home, hopefully I don't, in which case I'll spend the money on cruises and waste it on fast men and loose wine and whatever, right?
Yeah.
But that's male strippers, more the merrier, whatever, right?
Boy.
Stop.
They get those in at the care homes in the UK, Eric, to
To
chill
their
the
own, Paul, each to their own.
So that's for you. So we're all focused on money, aren't we?
Yeah.
And
And?
self-worth, proving to
Self-worth.
myself.
Right. So what can you,
You know,
tell me
Paul,
about
though,
HBA, Deb? Go ahead, Eric. Sorry.
I mean, for me, I'm just looking for a way to simplify building residual income online. I got to tell you, last year, it's just, I've been so confused, and, AI's everywhere. It's a new program every other day. I don't really have a strong, I've been put in every different direction, and I feel like I finally found something that, gives me a simple plan to build like residual income with like a stable company, right? So I don't have to, worry about it, comp plan changing, the company, going away. It's a stable company. It's great products, global, and it's a simple plan, to build residual. And that's kind of what I'm excited about in 2026, because I don't know about you, but last year was insane. There was a million different tools, and I don't know. Again, you may have picked it all up, but me, I was just confused. So I'm just super pumped to find something simple that's going to help me build a residual income this year. Where I can make some good extra income. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm excited. So obviously, I'm saying that because if I'm taking it away from money, now I'm putting it on what I believe is the prospect this year. Is I think a lot of people this year are people that 2025 just confused people. There's so much being thrown at people. And, for Paul and I, we live and breathe this, and we even got way out of our element, getting excited about this tool, that tool, all this. And, most people, and I have to go back to when I started in this, I'm not technical. I'm not any of those things. I have to go back when I started and go, I didn't want to be confused. A confused mind doesn't take action. So I think it's like Helen said, like, okay, show me one thing. Let me figure it out. Let me be able to do it from A to Z, and then I'll go to the next thing. But let me figure this one thing out first, and then I can get to the next thing. And so I think that prospects this year are going to be, it's not going to be, oh, we have to say a tool that can do all these different things for you, or we have this or that. It's going to be, hey, we have a simple 15-minute plan a day that you can use AI to create content, to generate traffic and leads and residual income for you. And we'll show you how to do that. So go ahead, Paul.
Well, Eric's talking like that. That's what he thinks. But Darren wants to retire early, and Tommy wants to supplement his income. Helen wants those, simple bits. Money, joy, money. Worried about care homes, right? But the fact that Darren wants to retire early, get out of his job, the fact that Tommy's had some financial issues where he's been screwed over and needs to make some additional income, these are the hooks that will appeal to your target audience. So bear that in mind. These are what makes it real. Stories sell. Was it facts tell, stories sell? Deborah, self-worth, mastering this stuff, right? Learning this stuff, actually doing something with it. So you have some value to add when you're trying to, you want somebody to join whatever business, and somebody asks you for information, you can say whatever it is for you. Because if we were to sit down for a long time and talk about your ideal customer, I would love my ideal customer to be Kylie Minogue and meet a million Kylie Minogues every day, discuss it over dinner, go away for a weekend at a hotel, But But that isn't the case. My target customer, the people I sort of get, tend to be slightly overweight, balding, pasty white English guys, because that's me, right? My age, roughly, give or take. Yeah, my sense of humor, give or take, right? But I don't get 19-year-old kids from the Bronx called Dwayne who's into rap music and stuff like that. So the chances are, Joy's talking to somebody similar age range. Well, you know, my parents had to go into a care home. It was a nightmare. We couldn't afford it. I want to make sure there's money there, you know, for me if I need looking after. Darren, I'm just, you know, I'm not saying I'm sick on my job, but it's very boring and I'd love to get out of it, spend more time with the family. Do you see what I mean? That's what makes it personal and engaging, isn't it? Because it comes from you, from your point of view, your personal perspective. Now, Eric's gone into salesperson mode. Brilliant. I want something simple. I want something like that. But that's some years of experience. Tell me, what do you think the person who's asking you about HBA or Jifu or whatever, what do you think they want? Now, if you, and what I mean is, have you seen those films like Freaky Friday and Big? No, not Big, because that he just grows up. But those films where it's like, you know, the daughter swaps bodies with the mother, right? So they literally swap bodies. So they see things from how they get treated and from that point of view, like, you know, the mum's old, and I haven't seen Freaky Friday, but there's that sort of premise, isn't it? Have you seen it where there's like freaky body swaps going on, right? That's what we mean by perceptual positions. So if you could put yourself in your prospect's like body, literally, what do you think they want? Do you think they want a funnel builder? Do you think they want 6 hours of live coaching every week? Do you think they want, what else have they got in there? Do you think they want AI that can write copy for you and make images for you? Do you think they want a scanner with lots and lots of information on the screen? Do you think any of them want that?
Probably not.
It's what it
End of
is.
the day, Paul, does everyone not want the same thing, which is more money? It's just that the reason they want it is different. It's the reason that's different. The actual desire is more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
so so let me put it this way as well then, and I'll come back to that. I used to say to people, help you get out your job. That was my main thing. Help you get out your job. You know, I replaced my income. My wife actually said to me, I love my job.
Yeah, I love what I do.
Don't want to quit my job,
No, no.
but I'd like money in the bank for this, for that, for whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So you can't assume. So when I was saying to some people, quit your job, they're like, curses. This man is the devil in disguise. He wants me to leave what I love to do. He's evil incarnate.
Yeah.
But they could have been a perfect customer. Do you know what I mean? So everybody's desire might be different. So if you can see things from their point of view, now that comes back to why is it important then to know your ideal customer? And your ideal customer is likely to be like you. So if I know, okay, let's come back to this one, right? So pain problem, right? If you could put yourself in your ideal prospect's shoes, what are their pains? What are their problems then? You're going to say not enough money. So let's get that one out of the way.
Well, the question, Paul, is, and we all agree that the one thing everybody wants is more money, right? Right? That across the board, we all like more money. Okay, so why are we talking about money? If we know everybody wants that, is that big of a deal to talk about money? It's like,
No.
we know you want money, like we all want money. So it's like, now what does that money actually do? Where, you know, it's again, it's what that money does for you, you know. You know, and that's those underlying factors that, you know, that we need to point out. And then once those are pointed out, it's kind of like, okay, that's where the storytelling comes in. It's how can you be relatable? You know, how can you relate? You know, how you use your money may be different, but the goal in finding ways to make it online is the same. You know, I've had the same struggles as you. I've dealt with the same issues. I've had the same confusion. And this is what I have finally found. You know, like if I'm a Forex and I've got that tool, I'm saying, listen, I'm 80, I don't work, I have grandkids, I need to, I want to make additional income. I'm sitting in front of the computer, and I've tried many different things. I landed on Forex, but I've struggled. I don't, it's for 2 years or 3 years because it was confusing and I was trying to learn, and none of these things were really working out for me. But I finally found a tool and a company and a community that has shown me how I can sit in front of the computer 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, and wait to be told when to trade and how to trade. And now life has just been simplified by 1000x, right? And I'm just looking to share that with people. I don't know if you're looking for ways to make money. You see what I'm saying? So it's again, and that's where I think, the whole money, the Lambos and the 10, like people can't relate to that. They just can't. I couldn't. Somebody's saying, well, you can make 10,000 a month. And I'm going, I'm barely paying my rent, trying to take my kids where, they're adults now, but I'm like, they're children. And I'm just trying to pay my utility bill. And you're telling me I'm going to go do a few videos on YouTube and be making 10,000 a month. Like, I don't believe that. But but when they said, no, well, listen, you can make a $1,500, like the first program, you make a $1,500 commission on one sell. I'm thinking in my mind, if I just made one every 3 months, I could make a sell every 3 months, at least one. That's $2,000 I'm adding into, over the course of a year. What is that? That's $8,000 I'm adding to my household. And that's how the person I was working with related it to me. He said, don't worry about the money. Just do these videos on YouTube, do them, every day. And, it's like, what if you only got one sale every 3 months, Eric? I mean, that's $2,000, $1,500 commissions every 3 months, just by doing some videos on your off time, in between your work schedule. And I would do that in between my appointments. I would sit in my car and do a video, and I'd do it. And I go, well, I'm not doing anything else, so I might as well try this. And I made a lot more than $1,500 every 3 months. I made, with that deal, $10,000 my first 2 months. And I was just like blown away, like what just happened. But, again, it has to be relatable, to people. And I think tapping into that is so important. And I that's like going back to basics, I mean, it's simplifying things. It's tapping into, why they want the money and can they do it? Because they said, well, look at this leader and this leader, look what they're doing. And, I didn't relate to those people. Honestly, I related to the person who was, wow. I mean, I wanted to find the stories. I started finding the stories of people that were brand new, that were struggling, but had some success. I would rather tell that story to somebody than, oh, look at Joe. He's making $25,000 a month. And the person going like, I can't do what Joe does, and I can't relate to that person. So it's sort of meeting people where they're at. But I think we all have an opportunity in 2026. I think we're kind of reversing here. I think we're going back to the basics. I think that's what people are hungry for, and that's what they're looking for in this world of AI, in this world of, they're just looking for, a simple plan. You know what I mean? And that's why Paul and I decided to run with HBA, because it's simple. I can explain it on a napkin. It's 80% commission. It's 3 products, 80% commission. That's it. It's not, it's not 10 different things. So anyway, I'm off on a tangent, but
as we both do.
So I do that, but yeah, go ahead, Paul. It's really building into those layers, and you have to understand what your layers are. I mean, have you really kind of sat down and said, who's my avatar? Who am I? What's important to me besides just money? Like, what will that money do for me? Like, what am I looking for? And you should share all that, if it's for, instead of saying, I just want an extra 500, like, what would that $300 to do a month? Well, I have a newborn and diapers are super expensive. So I'll tell you what it would do. It would allow me to buy diapers. I mean, something that simple is going to attract someone more telling that story than, hey, let's all make extra money, online, do this to make extra money. It's like, okay, I get that,
So something I learned last year was specifics. So Specifics, not make extra money. Make an extra 200 a month. Cover your utility bills. You know, those sort of things work, and especially on YouTube, right? So what I would say, though, your stories, from your point of view, your target customer is very likely to be like you. So those customers are put out for marketing are great because they should. What you want is you want the person seeing it to go, wow, they're talking about me. So if you have that in your head, whenever you do any marketing, wow, they're looking for care home money, looking to get out of their job, looking for a bit of extra cash, looking for whatever. You want them to go, wow, you know, that's me they're talking to. Deborah, you know, not only am I making some extra income, I feel good, I'm learning new skills and I've got a bit more self-worth because of it. How many people need more self-worth in this day and age? I'll tell you lots, right? You know,
I think time's important to people as well, having
Right.
freedom.
So
Yeah.
I would agree. So let's ask you this then. You know, when you were kids and you're at school or college, whatever you say in America, and you had the summer holidays, how long are they in the States? 6 weeks roughly again, same as UK, or so you get your summer vacation from school.
Oh, here they go.
And I would always get a ton of homework, right?
Yeah.
You'll get homework to do over the summer holidays?
No, I didn't.
You didn't. Yeah, you were at one of those elite schools for geniuses.
No, I was not elite.
So for those of you that had homework in a nice big 6 week summer holiday, when did you do your homework? Did you do it at the start to get it out of the way? Or did you do it at the end on the bus on the way into school on the first day back? Because you hadn't
At the
done
end.
At the end?
Start.
So Joy did it at the start,
Yeah, get it out of the way.
right? So anybody else do it at the start?
No.
Isn't that interesting? Do you know why? Because the majority of us are motivated to move away from pain and towards pleasure. That's it. Away from pain towards pleasure. Who enjoyed doing the homework?
No.
Pain.
Mm.
You're motivated away from pain. It's inbuilt. It's a bias. Can't help it. For most of us, Joy's a swap. She's probably one of, I don't know the percentage, but there are people like Joy out there. But most people, if you ask that question, they'll all say the same on the bus on the way in on the day back. You know why? Because the pain of not doing it and having to see my history teacher, Mr. Shorrock, and explain I hadn't done my homework, or Gerald Dyer, the deputy head, I hadn't done my physics homework. The pain of getting that telling off and a detention for a month or whatever. And I was at a school where caning had just finished. I went to a grammar school. When I started, it had just finished. They just stopped caning. So this is like in the 80s. But what they did still do is throw blackboard rubbers at you
Yeah.
and would draw blood. And I'm not even
Yeah,
kidding. That was normal at our school. One kid spat on the floor and he was made to get down on his hands and knees and lick it up. And it was lucky it was his spit he had to lick up, not Mr. Divels, the maths teacher, right? So if we're motivated away from pain, right, can't do homework, painful, but as it gets towards the end of the holidays and you've got to go and tell your teachers you haven't done it, that pain becomes greater pain than actually just doing the homework. So you do your homework. So we want to go away from pain towards pleasure. So the start of the summer holidays, I want to go and run in the sprinklers and play in the fields and play army with my mates and go on my BMX and on my ZX Spectrum and stuff, right? So that is how people are wired up. You've just all proven it. Most people are wired up. So now let me ask you again. Somebody comes to you and they says, tell me about this HBA. I want to know about it. What we need to do is focus more on what? Solving pain or giving them the pleasure of, you can make 10k a month. You can cook, you can do this, you can do that. Yeah. Want to move away from pain towards pleasure. Now we could talk on and on and on. If you know your avatar, which should be like you can try and speak to them through your marketing, right? And they should, I can relate to that. I can relate to that. I can relate, right? But you know what? The best thing I ever learned was Eric Worre, right? This has made me a lot of money. So, you know, when somebody comes to you, a lot of people don't like speaking to people. But if your marketing is attracting them, isn't that easier than you going to them? And if somebody comes to you, do you want to be an asshole and a jerk, or would you like to answer people's questions and help them out? Charles isn't sure that, right. But so I play these little mind tricks with myself. So I imagine I'm a consultant in a white coat and a clipboard. Eric, you asked about HBA, sure. Thing you're looking for? You're looking to make some extra cash?
Of course.
Well, my internet connection is unstable.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, then he goes froze. See if Paul, there you are, Paul.
No, I'm back. So the weather's shocking down here. So sorry about that. Right. So I imagine I'm a consultant. So like Eric comes to me and says, hey, you know, I'm interested. What is this HBA? What's this Quiet Commissions project thing? Because we're trying not to mention HBA on our marketing. We want people to come to us. Right. So I might say, oh, yeah, sure. What are you looking to do? Make some extra cash? What would you say, Eric?
Absolutely, of course.
Absolutely. Now then, a lot of people at this point send a link. So I want you to be, and the average online marketer makes nothing or even makes a loss. I want you to be above average. So if you're going to be above average, get your imaginary clipboard out. Eric, absolutely fine. How much are you looking to make? What would sort you out a month?
I don't know. Maybe an extra 500 a month.
500 a month, right? You probably want to do more than that ultimately, but that would help you out with it. 500 a month to get you
Yeah, I
started.
don't have a lot of time,
That's
so I'm
great.
just looking for something. Yeah.
If Eric has said 10K a month, Eric's already told you earlier. Is that relatable to most people?
No.
I want to make 10K a month, but you get them a lot. Oh, what, 10K a month? Do you make that now? Everybody says no. Very few people will say yeah. So we have what we call it a wealth thermometer. If you've never made 10K a month, your internal brain's going, I can't do that. I've not done it before. Got no framework. Don't know how. Eric, I know Eric's made more than 500 a month in a regular job. Probably even if you're doing burgers at McDonald's, you make more than that, right? So it's relatable. So that's good. If somebody says 10K, I say, right, that's where you want to get to. But what about landmarks on the way? What would be a good start for you? 500 a month, right? But you get where I'm going. We're making it relatable. He's given a great answer. Fantastic. We work with that. Okay, Eric, cool. So how much time have you got? How many hours a week do you think you could put into doing this?
I mean, I work full time now. I could probably in the evening, maybe an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours tops.
Okay, so at least 60 minutes. That's perfect. That's fine. Now, what have I done? Because I'm not telling any lies. You can do it in less, but he can do an hour and a half to 2 hours. 60 minutes, at least 60 minutes. That's great. That's fine, Eric. Yeah, you can do that. So now he's thinking an hour and a half, 2 hours. That's what he's telling me. And I'm telling him he can do it in less. If he said 10 minutes, I'm going to have to disappoint him because I'm not going to lie. And I'd rather have a happy customer that's going to stay with me forever. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Mm-hmm.
He's telling me, well, I'm not trying to guess. When I say, what does your customer want? I'm not trying to guess anymore because he's telling me. Because all I'm doing is treating like a real person and I'm asking him questions like a person would. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's more than possible. What would you be able to do with that 500 then? What would that mean to you?
Oh, just great extra income, that I can use to, I have a family, I have a small child, so
Oh, wow.
extra 500. That'd cover car payment, insurance, just extra money.
Car payment, insurance. Those kids are expensive, right?
Very.
What do people move away from and towards? We already said.
Pain.
Away from pain towards pleasure.
Pleasure.
What's one of the most emotive things? Kids. I'm not being manipulative. All I'm doing is I'm looking for, and by the way, manipulation, your chiropractor manipulates. You go break a bone, they will manipulate your bone, right? The word manipulation isn't necessarily a bad word. What I'm doing is I'm manipulating myself to give Eric the information in the best way I can that's going to fit Eric. You can't make anybody do anything they don't want to do. But what I'm looking for is pain. And what is Eric's pain? What is Eric's pleasure? I want to find a way to get Eric out of his pains and towards his pleasures. So Money is an obvious one. Wow, that car payment. Yeah, clear the car payment. But as soon as he said, you know, kids and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, you don't want to let your kids down. I get it. I'm totally with you. And that's true of me. When I, when I, oh, yeah, when I was in IM Academy, Glenn, my son, earned $600 a month because I built that position for him. I was building anyway, but Lorraine was making 600 a month. He was making 600 a month. Why? Because I want to take care of my son and my wife. That was one of my drivers. That's the pleasure thing. Away from pain, I don't want to let them down. So yeah, those kids are expensive, aren't they? Pain, pain, pain. Yeah, this can help, Eric. Right. So you want to make $500 a month at least to start. You've got plenty of time. You can do it in an hour a day, even less maybe. Do more if you want. Don't let me stop you. How long do you give it, right, to get to that 500 500 a month? How long do you do it? Do you give it a week? Do you give it a year? How long? What's your time frame to make that 500 a month before you go, actually, this isn't working?
Well, I mean, the first thing I like to do is as quick as I can get my investment back.
Okay.
You know, with this business, and then you know, I'm pretty aggressive, hard worker. So I mean, I don't know what the average is that people are doing, but I'd love to get there at least within the next, you know, 90 days, 6 months. That'd be great.
Okay,
You know, again,
perfect.
I'm not sure.
Perfect, Eric. Right. So you're ticking all the boxes, somebody that will do well at this. You only need 2 referrals to not just cover your cost, to actually be in profit. So if we can just help you find 2 happy customers, how does that sound?
Oh yeah, let's do it. That sounds easy.
Okay. So listen, don't know if it's absolutely perfect for you or not, but the only way we find out is, can I send you the link to the HBA video? Then you can watch it. I'll give you some magic now, guys. Would you watch it if I send it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Here's the gold, right? I'll give you this. You can have this for free. I won't charge you $1,000 for this. Right. So, Eric, are you the sort of person that would like a quick nuts and bolts about what it is now? And then I'll send you the link and we can chat after? Or would you rather see the video first and then we'll chat after?
Oh, I'd rather watch the video and then we
So
can
I'll
chat
send him
after.
the link. So if Eric's the sort of person that wants to see the link and watch the video, but I keep talking and talking, what am I doing? I'm pissing him off. The next person, hey, what flavor do you want it in? Do you want a quick nuts and bolts about what it does, and then I'll send you the video and we'll catch up after? Or do you just want to get the video and then we'll chat after? It's what's called a double bind. Either way, he's watching the video, isn't he? Either way, he's watching the video. But I'm letting him have it in the flavor he wants, because back to our perceptual positions, why do I want to guess? There's no point me trying to guess. I might as well just ask him, how would you like it? Now, the next person he goes to, because he won't just be looking at what I'm doing, they're like, yeah, watch this video and I'll get back to you. And he's like, well, what's it about? He's not even asked me anything. Right? Send the link. And most people don't do any follow-up at all. But in this case, I've kind of already done my little nuts and bolts to make sure it's like at least sort of suitable. Then I'm asking him, so now I'm the nice guy, and I'm not having to guess. How do you want it? He gets it. Then I follow up with him. And it's like, hey, we said we'd catch up. I'll give you another gold. This is Ray Higdon, this is. Hey, Eric, obviously I'm busy at the minute because this is like really taking off. And I promise not to forget you. I don't want to forget you. When do you think you'll have watched it by? And I want to make a note in my diary so I don't forget to follow up with you.
Oh, I mean, I plan to watch it right now. I'm free, so I'm going to go ahead and watch it.
People panic about follow up because they don't want to hassle people. Was there any hassle with that? I promise I don't want to let you down, so I promise I'll get back to you to see what you thought. That's not threatening, is it, or anything? So easy to do it if you take the time. Me and Eric were talking earlier, and we're thinking of doing, I won't say what, but we're thinking of doing something that might be a little bit more work for us on the front. But it's like Eric needs 16 customers to give him a nice life when he leaves America and goes and lives in one of these weird third world countries where they don't have cars and they still beat the dogs and stuff like that. But it's a cheap place to live, so he's going for it. And there's no reason why we couldn't, because this is recurring for one, because the retention's good for two. There's no and it's 80% commissions. There's no reason why, if you put that extra bit of effort into maybe what we've been going against last year was all done for you, AI follow up, send the link, right? We're actually looking at it again from the point of view is how can we take pain away from our sign-ups? Remember, away from pain towards pleasure. So anything we can do to remove a person's pain. Who's confused about changing the link on the PDF? Who's confused about the sales funnels? Who's confused about setting up DKIM on an autoresponder, right? Who's how many people love that stuff? And we're thinking, what if we just did it for them? Not AI. You sign up with us, we'll do it for you. Would that be more appealing?
Yeah, I've got a problem with DKIM, is it? Where my emails are going into spam.
I can't help you because I set it up once, don't know it. But where could you go to find out about that?
HBA has it.
They're live 5 days a week. Oh, isn't that good? So you got all this support. So when you're talking to people, if somebody says I'm a bit worried I won't understand it, well, listen, we're all different. But one of the reasons I like HBA is the two guys that own it, they are live 5 days a week. And they have other people come in that are all certified 6 and 7 figure earners to show you marketing and stuff. But you can get help either from a AI chatbot, from an email that will go to a person, to the social media group where you can ask a question and other members can answer, to live sessions Monday to Friday. Is that what more support could? I don't think they could do more, could they? So yeah, you get lots of support here. Plus our group, we do this weekly call on a Tuesday, and you can ask in that group too. So you won't be alone here. And then again, perceptual positions. Put myself in Eric's shoes. Eric, is there anything else you need to know or anything you're worried about with this that I can help you with before I send you the link? So easy, guys. It's so easy. Eric may or may not have anything, but it's just like, why do we make it hard?
No, I just you're available to answer any questions after I watch that, right? You good? I can reach back out.
Yeah, you got my Facebook direct message, and depending on you, I mean, I've given people my phone number several times. I'll give you my phone number if you want, Eric. Couple, Chris and Susan Beasley, they used to put their phone number on everything, still do, I think. And they said, you're probably worried people just ring you up. Very few people ring you up, and if they do, it's usually, oh, you're real then. They just want to know that there is a real person at the end of it. That's another reason I like HBA, because they're on every day. So if somebody comes to you and says, I'm interested, do you all have a different idea about what you could say, might say, will say now?
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Yes.
Has anybody got any questions on any of that before I finish? I'll go for the slam dunk for you.
To find a person to talk to in the first place.
Right.
So,
Well, that's where your marketing comes in.
Yeah, having the conversation is one thing, but you've got to find that person to have the conversation with.
Okay. So I'll tell you what, I'll do this next week. I'll show you this, right? So we've talked about your perfect customer is probably going to be a bit like you, right? I'm just getting ChatGPT up. And this will be in the training that I do, I think, when I do these little trainings. Right, I'm going to make your marketing dead easy. Can you see ChatGPT? Ready when you are? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, add photo or file. The free PDF that we give away. Upload the PDF. Okay. Please read that now. And are you aware of HBA? Now, bear in mind, my ChatGPT, because ChatGPT has a memory, I wrote that guide in this ChatGPT, right? If you open up a fresh ChatGPT or DeepSeek or Claude or Grok or whatever, it probably isn't going to know, right? So so all I'm doing is I'm giving AI the information to work with. Make sense? Now, rather than just sit and
Oh.
let it keep, yeah, carry on.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you say something?
I just accepted my.
Right. Now to your question, am I aware of HBA? Yes, deeply. Again, because I've fed information in before and we keep talking about it, right?
Yes. And you're looking at me like you like me. You're smiling.
I think I'll mute you, Tommy, because I think you're having an intimate
And your
moment with
mom
your
and
AI.
your grandmother's in the picture. Your grandmother.
Where's that sound coming from? I think it's Tommy, is it?
No, I'm just sitting here.
You're looking at me like you're smiling or something. Anyway, we'll see how we go. So does everybody understand what I've just done?
Yeah.
I'm making sure that AI knows my PDF that I want to give away, and I know what's behind it for marketing purposes. Right. So please tell me my perfect audience for this content. My story is, right, I am in my late 50s and need to make retirement income. Right. So you could put in there what's about you. I need to be relatable. Whoops. For this, if possible. Right. So please tell me my perfect audience for this content, right? Step one, give it the information. Step two, ask who's the audience, and you can feed in your personal stuff because it will remember that, yeah? So it's selling relief from financial pressure without being loud, famous, or salesy. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
If not, you can correct it, can't you? Because you can say to ChatGPT, actually, blah, blah, blah. All right. Your perfect audience based on purchase psychology, they're going to be 40 to 65. Okay. Doesn't want to depend on kids, spouse, or government. Still works but wants breathing room. Does that all sound right?
Yeah.
I mean, amazing. Right. Hoping investments hold. Pension or 401k isn't enough. Well, Tommy knows about that sort of stuff, unfortunately. Right. Inflation killed the math. I've worked out if with the money I've saved, come retirement age, I'll be able to live on it for exactly 3 hours, 42 minutes, and about 30 seconds. Right. So it's telling me that, does that all, I mean, I'm flicking through, but does that, who you should not target: influencer wannabes, crypto bros, teenagers looking for fast money, I'll never spend money crowd, you know, I need 10k a month in 30 days crowd, right? So for the purposes of time, I'm just going to scroll to the end. You all get that, yeah?
Yeah.
Now watch this. Give me a table listing that audiences, if you agree with it, you can edit it if not, pains, right, pressures, problems, and frustrations. So why would I ask that? Well, what are we driven away from?
Those are your hook, your pains.
We're driven away from pain. What are we driven towards?
Pleasure.
And their desires, okay, wants, and dreams in relation to this, right? In relation to this. Can't spell relation to online biz and extra income, right? On the right hand side, tell me how HBA, quiet income system, you know, fills the pain or desire. Okay, so you see what I've done? Given it the information, ask for the audience, double checked I'm happy with the audience. Then I'm asking for that audience's pains, frustrations, and their wants and desires. and then tell me how HBA and the quiet commissions, you know, fulfills that. I'm running out of years to work compound income. That's a problem. So in my marketing, that's a piece of marketing. Hey, are you worried that you're running out of years to grow your pension pot? There is a solution. You know, wouldn't you prefer to have money coming in, right? And then it tells me that HBA covers that because it pays recurring commissions. Don't want to make videos, go live, or build a personal brand. You can earn privately without becoming an influencer. HBA allows faceless traffic, automated funnels, and quiet follow-up sequences. Right? 8 customers is $1,000 a month. Tried MLM affiliate before, got burned by hype and teams. Right? They want a path that works for everybody, everyday people, not just 1% earners. Here's how HBA fits that. This is all perfect stuff. Not every single one of them might be like amazing, but I mean, how long's it going? Quite a bit there, isn't there, for marketing? So do you think that would help you, Helen, come up with some marketing that might appeal to your target audience?
Yes.
Yeah, that's quite nice, Paul. Thank you.
Quite nice. I don't know. The work I go to for you people to get quite nice at the end of it. Right. So what we'll do now, we'll take. Right. What about this one? Look, doesn't want their spouse rolling their eyes at another program, something that actually produces measurable results. And it's got the math, the realistic goals, and timelines without recurring payments. Right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to say, please give me 10 ideas for 6-second video shorts on this. Feed the information back in. Okay, eye roll test. Spouse rolling eyes, shaking head. If your spouse eye rolls when you say I found a new program, quiet income, loud promises. Right, so spouse eye roll, spouse concerned, spouse supportive. Why recurring income is bigger than hype. I would change that because not everybody might see that straight away. Right, old way, 100 customers is 1,000 a month. Quiet way, 8 customers is 1,000 a month. Spouses love math more than height. If that's a particular problem, right? So then not for this call, but I could just ask ChatGPT to give me the prompt for whatever video engine I'm using. Right. Now give me the best 5 with the best call to actions to get people asking for the guide. Right, clever to conversion. Now, what I might do actually is I might actually do it in 2 videos, and I might make one video that's got the hook, sick of spouse eye rolling every time you start a new program, right? And then I might make another 6-second clip with the call to action and join the 2 together. And I'm going to be teaching that this week. Very easy to do. Okay. Proof beats persuasion. You know, spouses don't want hype. They want deposits, recurring, over convincing. Comment proof and I'll send the guide, right? This age, I don't need another business. I need recurring income that doesn't embarrass me. I love that. That is perfect. Perfect, right? Comment retire for the step-by-step guide. Copy. Please write 2 Grok Imagine prompts for this. The first will be the hook, and the second for the call to action. Then I'll go to Grok paste these in. And then I'll do it that way. If you try to put too much text into Grok, too much speech, it will often mess up because it tries to fit it into 6 seconds. So I've learned you can sometimes just split them out over the two and you just join them together in Canva, dead easy. Just put them both in and it puts one after the other. So there we go. We've got a brilliant table of our customers, our target audiences influenced by what I put in. I'm in my late 50s looking for retirement money. So we've got the pains, we've got the desires, we've got how HBA covers it. We go to AI. Please give me 10 ideas about this particular one, or 100 ideas. It doesn't matter. You can put in whatever you like. Okay. And then we're just saying, right, yeah, make me some scripts for this. Now give me the AI prompt to turn the text into video. And then we'll go into Grok or whatever and we'll make the videos. If you've got premium, you can come to the premium tools and you can go Smart Post. You can drop that one video into Smart Post and it will go out to up to 5 places at once. How's that?
Brilliant.
Time saver. It's not hard. You just got to do it. And what I will say is when I used to work at Hillary's Blinds, right, they used to send us out to do selling and fitting blinds, which I'm not practical, right? So they sent me out with this guy, and the first one was a roller blind at Leicester Services, right, on the M1. And he literally did it in about 4 minutes. It was less than 5 minutes. It was insane. He just like gets the bracket, drills it straight in, hangs the blind, and he's out of there. Yeah. The second one was a vertical blind. He did it in about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, less than 20, I'd say. The first time I had to fit that was my training. The first time I had to fit a vertical blind, I was there over 2 hours, sweating while the customer's watching me. Second one, though, less than an hour. Third one, half an hour. And if you look at this and you're like going, well, this is a bit overwhelming, a bit confusing, just start. I've done it in how long? But guess what? Me and Eric have sat for years with bits of paper going, right, so who's our audience? How do we match what this does to their pains? What are their pains, right? And I would say to people, I've got old trainings on the web. Sit down with a pen and paper and a beer, spend an hour or two on it, try and work out what the problems are and all that. AI just does it for me now in like that. But if it takes you longer, don't worry about it. You don't have to, we're not in competition here. It's not, there's no race. And the more you do these things and make videos and that, the way quicker you get because you know what you're doing. So don't look at me and go, well, Paul did it in like a few minutes, but it's taken me like 20 minutes to do the same. Doesn't matter because you get quicker the more you do it. The main thing is you get the messaging right. So that's how video shorts, by the way, Helen's saying, how do you get people to come and ask you? Video shorts, the best way for reach at the minute. They're not the best for explaining or anything like that. But if you can try and grab people, that's the best. Right. Any questions? Anybody want to add anything? Anybody need help with any of that?
No, I'll be using it tomorrow. Thank you. It'll
No
be in the school group tomorrow, will it? Is that where it is?
Yeah, it'll still go in the school group, but my school group's just getting full of like crypto people and stuff like that now because we made it free. So I might just transition it all over to the Facebook group, the Quiet Commission's Facebook group. So we'll see.
Just on that front, I know somebody who lost recently 3 years worth of that sort of work in Facebook because they closed his Facebook account down.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So keep it backed up somewhere else. You'll know him as well. It was Jeff Goodwin.
Oh, Jeff Goodwin.
He lost everything, absolutely everything.
But how do I
it was
say
the only
this?
place he'd got. Whatever you think of Jeff, he's still, they closed his account down and overnight he lost everything because he hadn't got it saved anywhere else. All the training he'd ever done, everything.
Yeah, the thing I'll say with Facebook, right? I get hit a lot with tools, and especially with AI now, and like Wayne Crow. You know, Wayne Crow's got this amazing tool that will clear friends and and do all this. And he's been banned from messaging for so long. I don't do anything naughty on Facebook. I don't talk politics. I don't talk sex. When I
Do you know what Jeff did?
Yeah. What?
He travelled. He travelled, and they saw him in a different country
Mhm.
and closed his account down.
So
So I'm just saying, be careful. That's all.
no, no,
because
no. I get it. I
valuable
get it.
stuff there.
I get it. But the other thing I'd say is, to be honest with you, how many people actually go back and look at the old stuff anyway? It's more about being current and what's working now. So I hear you, and I'll leave it in the school group. So it'll still be in the school group. Right. So again, questions and any questions?
Is that thing you just did with Chat GTP in the school group? Is it available somewhere? I did all the. I got like 30 days worth of stuff that, as you suggested, that I did have GTP fix up for me, and that's, if you've seen the last several videos that I've launched, that's where those are coming from. But I would like to. I haven't been doing this hands-on approach like this, so.
So I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Tommy. It's on YouTube, right? There's a private video, and I have literally just sent you the link now in Facebook, in your Messenger, okay?
You sent it to me in Messenger, okay?
Yeah, Facebook Messenger. And I'll tell you what I'll do as well. I'll drop it in the chat here. So if anybody wants to grab it now to make sure they got it, I can see the chat. There we go. So that's in there if you want to grab the link now. But it'll be in the school group, and I'll put it into the group as well. I'll put it into the Quiet Commissions group.
Thank you.
So what we need to. So this was a talk about marketing and what it is, and how to get the right people and make your marketing appeal to them, rather than just cook. See, I think what happened last year was there were so many AI tools come out that said it would do it all for you. So people would go, yes, give me 100 posts to promote. To promote something, and away it goes, and it does a great job, but it's not actually targeting anybody, and that's the difference. You need to target, right? So one of my favorite sayings at the minute: a car is a done for you system, isn't it? It's completely done for you. It's all built, ready to go, but you still need to know how to drive it, and you still need to understand the highway code. So okay, so that's that. So I think that's it then, unless there's anything else.
No, it's great. Thank you, Paul.
Do you want to add anything, Eric? Eric's the master of coming in after listening and saying something that I should have said, but forgot.
No, I mean, I love all this stuff. I love it. You can sit and upload a document, and it'll give you everything. Scripts for everything, emails, articles, blog posts, everything. Right? It does all. But you really just have to break it down to. You have to look at where you're at. I mean, if I looked at let's just say Facebook. If I look the last 90 days and I pick one of your Facebook, am I going to see consistently 3 reels a day? Am I going to see consistently, multiple posts a day? Am I going to see, is that stuff going to be there consistent? Because, you'd mentioned earlier, Helen, like, okay, well, it's great. Like, I know you're telling me what to say to someone, but how do I get someone, how do I get someone to talk to? And so that comes from that consistency. And, one of the things about and I always go back to when I got started, and I started on YouTube, any and everybody who interacted with my content, I reached out to. Like, they didn't have to leave a comment. They didn't have to tell me they were interested. Same with Facebook. If someone liked my Facebook post, now I don't do this now. I'm telling you, if I started and I should do it, right? I have time to do it, but that's just what I did in the beginning, because I had no influence. I had no list. Nobody knew who I was. And I'm like, okay, I'm ground zero here. So if I'm on Facebook and I put something up and someone likes it, and I'm looking at the people who like that post, and I'm going, I don't know this person, right? And my mindset was, in the beginning, my mindset was wrong. I did all the wrong things. I pitched them, hey man, you must be, you like my post, you must be interested in my deal. And they're like, yeah, dude, like, go away. You know what I mean? Like, let me pitch. Then I learned, wait a minute, that's when I met a guy by Larry Burnet, and I started learning, the art of the art of connecting. And so that's when I just said, okay, I just want to build a relationship with this, or connect with this person. I don't know where it'll go. So I would reach out and say something, hey, I really appreciate you engaging on my content. I'm just kind of getting moving, and I just appreciate you taking the time to like my content. That was it. And then I maybe went to their page and started and say, I'll definitely, do the same, reciprocal, right? And I'll go to their page and I just connect with them. I never talked about my business opportunity. I wanted my marketing to do that. I'm very cloak and dagger. Like, it's like, what are you into now? Like, and I'll bring up this example before we go with HBA. I have a guy. This is why when you see us do quiet commission system, it's HBA, right? We're marketing HBA. So why the heck are we talking about quiet commission system, right? Because HBA is the company. So, and it's been around for 10 years. So somebody may have been in it at one time, or somebody are they're going to go, oh, this company, let me go to their website and investigate them. They're already going to make a decision before getting into the information about who we are, what we provide, how we can handle them as a community. So I'm very cloak and dagger. It's like, oh, well, what is this commission? What is this? It's going to pique my interest. What is it? And now we're selling, or we're presenting ourselves as, who are we? What are we? We're not just HBA. This is a community. We offer this. We try to take care of these problems that you may be having. We simplify things. We try to cover all these things, which get people maybe excited before they ever even know what the company is. Like, they're going to go through this whole process before they ever like, oh, this is Home Business Academy. Okay. So we're walking them through that process. So I had a guy who he was in it. He went through our quiet commissions, did everything, read the document, everything. He just messaged me a little bit ago, and he's like, oh, this is HBA. And I said, yeah, we've decided on HBA, and here's why. And he goes, man, I was in HBA. I had the funnel. He goes, but I really didn't really connect, or wasn't able to figure out, how to promote it or anything like this. But he goes, but you guys have a system in place? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, we keep it super simple. This is what we have. We have a membership group. You can, you're welcome to bring your customers there. So he's probably going to rejoin the HBA with us. Okay. But my question is, would he have, if I right out of the gate were like, hey, this is HBA? Because his experience was, I tried that before. You know what I mean? So it's always cloak and dagger, when you're out there, even in your marketing, don't give them everything. Just it's kind of the, just give them enough to want to ask for more. And then it's the engagement that, again, I always say, if anybody, I don't care if it's like, I go to a page and well, I get like 5 people engaged on my stuff, and you're looking at a post where it's like some marketer that's got 100 comments, and it's like, yeah, they've been marketing for years. They have a following. Like, so I'm just like, yeah, this post got 5 likes, big deal. I'm like, it is a big deal. If you really look at people as the currency, you have a chance to now connect with 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people if you don't know them, and they just engaged on your content. So I think that's the part, again, I always bring up the follow-up, but I think it's the part that really people, because we're all sort of trained like we're all trained to let the system do the work, let the video do the work, and all that's, and it does do the work. It does the explaining and all that. But people still buy from people, and they don't buy right away. So if you can make those connections with people as you're putting, and the only way you're going to get people engaging on your content, guys, is if you're consistently marketing every day, not 1 day a week, 2 days a week. Like, you got to be putting content out every single day, and it's got to be consistent. And then over time, right, it will, I always talk about it as throwing popcorn in the pan every day, and you're just heating it up, and then all of a sudden those things start to pop, and somebody comments, and, oh, I've seen this 5 or 6 times, Joy, you keep promoting this. What is the heck is this program? It's not like Joy posts something and all of a sudden there are people that maybe have watched it for a month and then finally just say, I'm sure, right, Joy, you probably get messages saying, Joy, you've been posting about that. What the heck is that thing? Right. So, but it's being consistent and getting that content up, but then it's also being not aggressive, but just, it's not slimy, right? Somebody engaged on your stuff, just go say hi. That's it. Just go say hi to them. Engage on some of their content. That's all you got to do. You don't have to pitch them. because they're waiting for that. They're waiting for that. They're waiting for, oh, anytime someone says hi to me, what, and you guys, what's the next thing you're waiting for? What's the pitch? I literally would, they would be like, I would have people going, what, dude, what do you do? Like, can you tell me? Because you're not, like, I have no clue what you even do, but I know you're making money. Like, well, how are you doing it? Because I would, even in conversations, I would just start talking to them, and they're like, what the heck, man? Like, okay, like drop me. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hold on. Let me get you what we're doing, I'll get you the link or whatever so you can check it out. But, again, you have time
Yeah.
for all this because now, with AI, with everything, if you can just learn these skills and you can just get this content out consistently, then I promise you, I was telling Paul, I got a friend of ours, our friend of mine, that he's posted a picture of himself for the last 10 years on Facebook. And all he posts a picture, he's with his family, he takes a selfie every day, wherever, or if he's traveling or whatever. And all he writes is hello Facebook. Right. And I know now he markets too and all that, but this is so simple, right? He just does hello Facebook, but he's done it consistently for over 10 years. So like 5 years, I don't know how, 6 years ago, I've been doing it for 4 years. I went to a convention and he was there and we were walking around and like, I'm telling you, like 4 or 5 people came up to us and said, hey, it's the hello Facebook guy. You know what I mean? Because he did it consistently for day after day, never missed a day. And I asked him, I'm like, you got to get sick and things go on. He goes, yeah, but I have pictures. I can lay in bed sick and post it. It's not a big deal. But it's that consistency. It's just them seeing you marketing and, every single day. And that's not all about pitching or the HBA or quiet commission system. It's having fun, being creative, put together shorts that are about something you're watching. Like Darren earlier, his post, it attracted me because I love the series Traders. I've seen them all. Now we're watching the new one, and he kind of used Traders as along with, hey, while I'm watching this, I'm also working on a business kind of thing, and put those two things together. But that caught my attention. You know what I mean? It wasn't a pitch like, hey, I got this great deal. It's the best thing you're going to find on the internet. You're going to make X amount of money with this. It was, hey, I'm just sitting here watching a cool show that I could relate to, and I'm doing this as well to make some extra income or whatever. So, it's the two have to work together though. You got to be following up with people, because it's and reaching out and connecting with people. And I keep saying it, but like, are you guys doing that? Like, honestly, I'm going to ask all of you guys, like, have you just reached out to somebody who's just liked your content that you don't know and just said hi? Is that something you do on a regular basis? And the question is why? Like, why? Like, why? Like, is it just weird, or are you just, they didn't tell me, hey, I want to join your deal, like
I think because I hate people doing it to me. I don't like doing it back.
Yeah, that's right.
I hate people doing that to
Yeah,
me.
yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, so when they say hi, what is it you hate about it?
I just think it's.
And first of all, I'm not saying hi. First of all, just think, if you say, hey, thanks for engaging on my content, I appreciate it. So that,
okay, that would be different, but that's not what you get. It's basically what you get is cold calls.
Yeah, then you get a link sent to you.
Perfect. See, so if you know that people hate that, right? And I hate it, and then you switch it up, just try this. I'm just saying, try this. People, if somebody likes, they don't have to comment, but you don't know them. Just write them a message that says, hey, I really appreciate you engaging on my content. Thanks. I really appreciate it. And that's it. Don't say anything else. And if they say thanks, you don't even have to respond, because what they're waiting for is and they're going to go, that's so weird. Like, Joy just messaged me thanks, and she didn't pitch me a deal or a link. Like, who is this lady? Because nobody does that. Like, who is this Helen lady? Because she must be weird or something, because I'm waiting for her to give me a link and tell me about a program. And what are they doing? They're going over and saying, who is this Helen? Let me look at her page. Let me see Joy. Right. And it takes how long? A second to do that. You know what I mean? Hey, thanks so much for engaging on my content. It's a pattern interrupt they're not used to. And then when you don't hit them and spam them and do all that, it's like, wow, okay, I was ready to hate Helen, but she really just was just thanking me for engaging on her content. That is so weird. Like, she's kind of cool for that. Like, that's kind of cool. Like, because I've got 8 people that messaged me today with a link, and and that's annoying. So it's
Okay, thank you.
you see what I'm saying? Hell, like,
Yeah.
don't prejudge. Like, okay, well, that doesn't work. I don't like it. I don't like. But you're not doing what they're doing. It's always like, okay, what are they doing, and how can I do something completely different to stand out from what everyone else is doing? You know what I mean? It's just like Paul. He said earlier, he's like, "Hey, Paul, man, I saw your post. I'm interested in information. What is everyone doing? Here's my link." And what's Paul doing? Oh, that's awesome, man. That's great. Like, just curious, how much you looking to make every month? It's like, oh, okay. Well, all right. Yeah, Paul, this. And he's walking me through steps. That's an average marketer, right? An average, this is above average marketing. An average marketer just sends them a link. Above average marketer is going to maybe ask them a few questions and engage with them. An average marketer is going to say, "Hi, how are you?" And then they're like, "I'm good." Really? Are you open to opportunities? Check out my link to make money. That's what an average marketer is doing. Above average marketer is going to go, "Hey, Helen, thanks so much for engaging on my content. Hope you have a great day." And then move on. And if Helen doesn't respond, I don't respond. If Helen says, "Yeah, no worries," I still probably won't respond, because I'm like, I've already told her thanks for engaging on my content, right? And I move on. And then and so I stand out to Helen versus all these other people. They're getting, so out of the 10 people that day, who stands out? The 10 people that spam me, are the one Helen that just randomly thanks me for engaging on their content. So anyway, just throwing that out there. It's like, because there's so much gold, we always think, well, I gotta just get all this major engagement, and all this stuff. I mean, I was making $1,500 commissions, years ago with my first program, which is a $2,000 program. And I was on, like, my video was on like page 7 of YouTube. And I just happened to get a couple of people that somehow found it. I don't even know how they found it, because it took me forever to figure out how to even get it ranked. And I just reached out and connected with them, you know what I mean? And just started talking to them, and not trying to pitch them or anything. And then eventually they start watching my videos, and they would be like, "Hey, what is this thing you're doing?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, man, if you're, I'm happy to share it with you if you want, if you want to check it out." So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox, but there's a lot of gold there, guys. A lot of gold, a lot of gold.
Cool. So that's probably a good place to end it, because we're over time. So if anybody gets questions, anything you'd like me to cover, right, next week, let me know in advance, and I'll put something maybe a bit more sort of together. But I do want 20 minutes mindset, maybe 20 minutes marketing, 20 minutes questions. I think it might be a good format for these, if that's agreeable to everybody.
Yeah.
So come with your questions. We want to remove all the excuses. Yeah, but I didn't know how to make a video. Yeah. All right. So I'll see you next week, people.
Bye, guys.
See you later.
Yeah. Sorry,
Thanks,
I had
everyone.
to disappear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No,
Thanks, Eric.
we enjoyed it when
Thanks,
you
Eric.
disappeared. It was the best bit. Don't worry about it, Joy.
Hey, Charles.
No,
Yeah.
not really. But bye,
Catch
guys.
you later.
Thank